Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to my review of the NetDuma R3 gaming router. Shout out to NetDuma for sending me this router for beta testing and review. If I sound a little funnier than normal, it's because I'm getting over a cold. Please excuse me. Also, for those interested, there will be a full setup video in the near future walking through how to set up the R3 for the first time and every individual feature. Stay tuned for that. Logging onto the R3, powered by the brand new DumaOS 4, you could tell how much work NetDuma has put into the new interface to clean everything up and make things very streamlined. Again, whether you're on desktop or mobile, it looks and acts exactly the same. I will be breaking down all of the little touches and all of the features in my upcoming setup video. But let's go over the tech specs for the R3. So the R3 has, of course, the brand new DumaOS 4. Then we've got Wi-Fi 6 802.11ax dual band gigabit. My R3 is actually in a very inconvenient spot. I have a 2-story townhome and the R3 is underneath my stairs. It's the only place I can put it. And you would think, well, that's a terrible spot, and it is. But I'm able to get Wi-Fi in every corner of my 2-story place with no problem, watch videos, all those kind of good things with no drops. Now, I know some people are going to ask, well, what about speeds? How are speeds with it? Speeds are going to vary depending on your device that you're using to speed test with. Some phones have great antennas, others don't. You could have 2 phones in the house that are exactly the same and they get different speeds, especially, it just depends on lots of little variables. I also live in a complex with lots of other Wi-Fi around, so I would have Wi-Fi interference. Fortunately, I haven't had any of those problems. I can even go outside a little ways before it drops off. So Wi-Fi is really stable with the R3, and it's a way better experience than the R2. Then we have 4 LAN gigabit ports, 1 WAN gigabit port. I wish there was maybe a 5th LAN port. I know, kind of weird, but 4's fine. We have 1 USB 3, and then we've got a 1.5 gigahertz quad-core processor with 250 megabytes of DDR3 and 256 megabytes of flash. And then, last but definitely not least, customizable RGB. I know, some people like RGB, some hate it. I actually think it's really cool on the R3. Alright, so you guys have been staring at the dashboard for a little bit, and you've probably already noticed it says good morning in the top left-hand corner. And depending on the time of day, you'll get a little message, and I think that's cool. There's a lot of little touches within the router that add up to just making it feel more yours, and I really appreciate that. We've got our Smart Boost stuff right here, and on the left, we've got our priorities that are prioritized, and then our other activities on the right. So super easy to see what's going on with your bandwidth within the house. And then right up top here, we got our gaming, work, and video activities, followed by today's overall usage, then our speed test, our ping optimizer, Wi-Fi, and RGB. I really didn't need to go over any of that because it's very obvious what's going on. And that's what I love about DumaOS 4. It is so clean, so pretty. You open it up on your phone or your desktop, and you can just see what's going on. You don't have to click on a whole bunch of stuff or dig into crazy sub-menus, and it's so nice. Now, one thing I will touch on is there are 2 themes. There's the black you're seeing now and white theme. They are planning to add more themes in the future. We'll see how that all goes, and we'll dig into that a bit more in my setup video. All of our features that we've come to love with DumaOS throughout the years are still here, but now they are even better than before. So we'll start off with the GeoFilter. GeoFilter is now GeoFilter 2.0 and works with virtually every game. Halo, Valorant, Fortnite, Mario Kart, Killer Instinct, Call of Duty. Pick a game. It now works. You set it and forget it. It's so nice. You literally, I'm not joking here, you set it up, you're done. You don't have to mess with it. You can mess with it. There's stuff you can do, but you don't have to. We'll dig into all that in the setup video. Ping heat map, of course, is still here. Unfortunately, is yet to be integrated into the GeoFilter, but because the GeoFilter is so much nicer now, you don't really have to come back to the ping heat map all too often. If you play just Call of Duty or just one particular type of game and you know where those servers are and you know those are my good servers, you come back to your geofilter, you draw your shape, you put your circle, whatever, you're done. Simple. Smart Boost. Wow. There's a lot to say here, but everything's obviously been streamlined. You just put your gaming, work, video, whatever you want, and it just works. You don't have to worry about it anymore. There's no little bars and things. There's no a little flower. You have to, this adjustment, that adjustment. Nope, no more headaches. You tell the system what you want, and it works. It's freaking great. Network activity. See all your network activity? It's still here. Device manager. I'm not going to click on that. It's self-explanatory. It shows all your devices. Ad blocker is still here and now looks way cleaner. You can see all your ads and stuff that are being blocked. Then at the very bottom, we have our speed test. Speed test throughout the years has been wonky, and it's not perfect. But I would say compared to the 50% of the time that it would get the correct speeds with all the previous DumaOS versions, we're now at 97% of the time. I have had speed tests with this come back a little low, and that's normally when other people are on. So generally speaking, if nobody's on, you do one speed test. If it comes back low, you do another one, it'll show up correctly. It's way more accurate than it ever has been before and makes things a lot easier to use. Below that, we now have our ping optimizer where it just does your ping for you, optimizes your down and your up. You're good to go. And last but definitely not least is settings has now been shoved into a sub menu, which pops up like this. Again, whether you're on desktop or mobile, here are all your settings for your LAN, your WAN, your DHCP, UNP, all of those good things that you might want to mess with if you want to dig in and do some extra stuff. All of that said, at the end of the day, does the R3 do what it sets out to do? Does it improve your gaming experience? Guys, it's put me out of a job. I don't have to make QoS videos every 6 months explaining how to adjust certain sliders for your games to feel great. I'm actually really happy about that because that was very tedious. This router is amazing. And like I said previously, it's so good, in fact, that I've now put my UDM Pro behind it. And it controls everything in my house. And it's doing a fantastic job. Hats off to NetDuma for making a fantastic router and taking years and years of feedback, listening to that feedback, and I'm sure having moments where like, oh man, people are being kind of rough, but listening to it and then coming up with this brand new, amazing DumaOS 4. I can't tell you guys how happy I am with this router. I mean, it's made me jump for joy. Games are so smooth now. Bullets don't seem to miss. It's great. For anybody out there who wants to know more, of course, stay tuned for my full setup video coming soon. If you have any questions, please ask. And until the next time, take it easy.